Max, back with another video. In today's video is a new what if in a channel, and it is a gag what if, in fact, that is for entertainment purposes. So if you suffer from any racism whatsoever, like issues with it, then this is not the video for you. Or if this is a subject that you, the viewer, are sensitive to, then please click off and check out another video on the channel, as well as this not being to spread racism, nor just, I guess you could just call it a gag what if, like I said before, for the intent of making you laugh or seeing a different outcome, being that Naruto, well, in this what if, is black. So this is an April Fool's what if, so take it as such. If you guys think it's well received and it is, then you may get another part, may not. The like goal for this video, if you want another one, is going to be 400 likes. Just to get one, follow closely behind this one. So make sure to check out my Discord server down below. Subscribe, as I want to hit 5K by June and 10K by the end of the year. Like the video. Make sure to share the video to a friend who likes what is, or just anime content in general. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Backstory. Minato, Naruto's father, is going to be A's cousin, born in the Leaf Village as the first and only black male at the time. This would connect Minato and Kushina, and Minato, as well as Kushina, both being outcasted because of things they themselves couldn't, well, control. This would also mean that Minato is stronger, having to protect himself from bullies who would encounter, and he would encounter himself because of his race, letting out his wrath on neighboring villagers, being able to maintain his calm personality like in canon with the many missions that he was able to go on, especially after learning his famed technique, the Flying Raijin. Minato and Kushina would then have a mixed baby with blonde hair and brown skin. Kushina and Minato would say goodbye to his son. In the night, Naruto's hair was black as ever, and in the night sky or the daylight, it was blonde. A genetic defect of sorts. As they said goodbye to their son, in this timeline, they would steal 60% of the Nine Tails in his son, Naruto, and 40% in himself, dying out with Kushina following closely due to the extraction of the Biju. If you're wondering why Naruto gets 60% in this timeline, it's because Minato knows from the get-go that Naruto will experience some form of bullying, even if it's just because of the Nine Tails. So he would protect him before he died. A good grace of sorts. Naruto would then grow up like in canon, the major difference being that because of the Nine Tails and his skin being peculiar to the Leaf citizens, they would beg and garner him being from the, village hidden in the cloud, though that was not true. And he's bullied even more than in canon. This would force Naruto to train, to get strong enough to protect himself, forcing himself to disobey the laws and steal the scroll of sealing, knowing damn well if he were to be caught with the scroll, he would surely be kicked out of his home, the village hidden in the leaves. Or the threat of being beaten in an inch of his life, then imprisoned, as it would be treason of sorts. Naruto would then steal the scroll, mastering the Shadow Clone Jutsu first, and with sheer concentration under the technique, it gave a description of the move and what it can be used for. Something that caught Naruto's eye was the ability to speed up training, something Naruto would need to get stronger, at least until he got to the age of 8, which was 2 years from the time he was in, as Naruto was 6 years old. Again, if you've made it this far, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and this isn't April Fool's what if. Naruto would then use the Shadow Clone Jutsu to learn many jutsu that didn't require chakra natures. One of the more notable jutsu that he was able to learn was the Rasengan, which theoretically should be in the scroll for the same reason that the Shadow Clone Jutsu is. Naruto would then practice using the Rasengan and the Shadow Clone Jutsu in tandem, helping him master the jutsu in his own way, using Shadow Clones like he did in the original, and after learning this new way of using the Rasengan, he would venture out to the village's library where he would study about chakra natures and basically ninja history, as well as the world of Naruto entirely. Naruto would then study these things for 6 months, absorbing as much information as a 6-year-old boy could, and then spending the rest of his time, that year at least, and the next year, training. And over time, Naruto had built up a strong amount of jutsu and a strong amount of fighting knowledge, having the power and skills of a Chunin, except for not knowing a chakra nature. So that's what Naruto would do: use his clones to speed up his training and learn the wind release nature. Due to Kakashi not coaching him, it would take a bit longer, boasting it to be a time period of about 3 weeks to 2 months. And right before he enters the academy, and in this timeline, Naruto has the lightning release nature as well as water innately from Kushina. Instead of just wind release, Naruto would enter the academy, seeing that it was pretty easy, but after the academy, he was still being bullied or called certain names, like an outcast, which was the one most commonly used in this scenario. And now he was being bullied by True Ninja with the ranking of Genin and Chunin. So Naruto decides that he needs to get stronger, putting 3 shadow clones into the academy each day so that he could focus more on training, which would make him exponentially stronger in the long run, and start to approach the level of a Jonin. After learning his second chakra nature, water, and then his third chakra nature, he would then train on learning jutsu for the chakra natures that he had possessed. This process of training and learning jutsu would continue for 3 more years until Naruto reached the age of 11. At this age, Naruto had easily become the talk of the Leaf Village, boasting wits about the famed Uchiha prodigy, and boasting what's above him, in fact, and almost fighting the young Uchiha many times, though they had never had an actual fight, only close to a fight occurring. So, with that, Naruto having this amount of popularity, Danzo would catch wind of Naruto's name and the tales regarding him. As such, being the cruel old man he was, would send out 3 Anbu to attack the boy, Naruto Uzumaki, and gain intel on how he thought, how strong he was, and if he was too weak, leave him alive and come back another day. If he was too strong, retreat immediately. These are the words he would give to the Anbu, who would then start to tail Naruto, who had just gotten off from finishing eating some Ichiraku's ramen, a man who, well, had cared for him very deeply, and even more than in canon. Naruto would then go to a training ground of his, realizing that the Anbu were following him, as he would use the body flicker, one of his favorite techniques for escape, getting to a heavily foliaged area, covered by bushes. The Anbu would enter. Naruto would be enraged. This was his personal training ground, gifted to him by the third Hokage himself, his property. Naruto would then grit his teeth. "Leave now." As he said this, the Anbu's demeanor would change. They had felt threatened. One of the Anbu would tell Naruto that they don't take threats too kindly, engaging in combat with Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto would get into a fighting position. If I'm going against Anbu, well then I'm gonna go all out. Body flicker. Naruto would say this as he put together the hand signs for the shadow clone jutsu, creating 30 clones who would all use the body flicker, with him perplexing the Anbu and catching them off guard, similar to how a younger Shisui had years ago. Naruto would then realize that they were off guarded by the sudden onslaught of clones and body flicker, as Naruto would then prepare a jutsu. While they were moving too fast for the Anbu to reconcile and notice the jutsu Naruto was preparing, which was known as the water style Raging Waves Jutsu. His jutsu would then hit the Anbu 30 times over because of his clones, as Naruto would then see that the Anbu's garments had been torn to shreds from the pressure, but they had still been standing. Naruto would then command his clones to hold off the Anbu while he prepared the Rasengan, his, well, most powerful technique. Naruto would then hold out his hand as the azure glow of the Rasengan emanated off of it. 2 of the Anbu would recognize the technique as the fourth Hokage's jutsu, while the other Anbu, who hadn't recognized the jutsu, would tell Naruto and his Anbu teammates that they're not scared of some runt. Naruto would smirk. Keep underestimating me. Your two friends have the right idea. But you telling them not to underestimate my power, well, that's something that you'll regret. It will lead to your downfall. The Anbu would then fire off a combination-style three-headed water dragon jutsu. Naruto would dodge out of the way, charging forward with the Rasengan in hand. You've already lost. Naruto would say this as he hit one of the Anbu with it directly, taking him out. This would surprise the two other Anbu members, as he had been the leader of the trio and the strongest at that. Naruto would then jump into the air, surrounding his foot with chakra as he brought his foot down onto the two others. Naruto would see them fall to the ground, but knew that it wouldn't be enough. After all, they were skilled Anbu, throwing ninja wire around them and then striking water and lightning style through the wire. It would then electrocute them, killing them. Naruto would then put together the rat and boar hand signs, creating a burial for them with earth style, or sort of water style and earth style, using the elements of sorts. Basically, this jutsu works by Naruto pouring a somewhat massive amount of water into the earth. Then the elements, like earth, will surround what is within the blockade that it is made, and he can use lightning style to kill off his enemy, or just bury them like he had there, giving them a proper one as he bowed to them. He were formidable shinobi. Naruto would then walk away and out of the area. Naruto from that day on had a new fire in his heart to get stronger as fast as he could. Naruto would accomplish this goal by challenging each kid at the academy at the same time. Each day possible, Naruto had also gotten a sword and imbued it with Nine Tails chakra, which I'll talk about later on. Naruto would then challenge the Konoha 9. Since Lee, Neji, Tenten, and, well, I guess you could even say their sensei had already graduated. Naruto would then initiate combat with all of them at once, which I'll go over now. Naruto would rush at Sakura first, seeing her as the weakest, even though she had a high role in the academy. He had realized and noticed that it was only her being good at chakra control, one of the most, well, I guess you could say accumulated marks. Since she had barely any chakra in the first place, Naruto would be able to sense this as he grabbed Sakura, putting her in a headlock and knocking her out. Naruto would then carry Sakura on his back as he ran towards Sasuke, someone who he saw as the strongest. Sasuke would then launch an Uchiha-style Great Fireball Jutsu, his rite of passage being from the Uchiha clan themselves. At Naruto, who would then put Sakura in the way of the attack, burning her as he quickly blitzed Sasuke, throwing him into a tree. Naruto would then fit on his Anbu mask that he would take out of his windbreaker, letting it aside. You want to kill me? The Konoha 9 would all shake their heads. We just want a good fight. Naruto would then understand. Well, come at me like you want to kill. Like your life depends on it. Choji would then smirk. If that's the case, then I can use at least one of these pills. Choji would say this as he popped the first pill of the Akamichi clan, the sour green pill. Choji would surprisingly pop this pill, having a vigorous drive to kill Naruto, or at the very least, beat him. Naruto would then jump out of the way of the ramming type attack that was known as the human boulder, which he would then activate the Kyuubi's chakra in its fifth-tailed state, similar to how B does, and doesn't turn into his red monstrous form and can stay with just the tails. Naruto would then slam Choji back into the ground as the pill wore off, while Naruto had been basically, well, unaffected. With that, Naruto had handed Choji a beating. He had been put under, well, while he was doing this, he had been put under the Shadow Possession Jutsu, Shikamaru Naruto's most impressive technique, and Ino was in the process of putting Naruto in the Mind Possession Jutsu. Ino would then complete her jutsu, as Sasuke would then stand, fully recovered, asking Ino how the jutsu worked. Ino would then relay from Naruto's body, as she was in control of it, that you can beat up Naruto as much as you want, as long as her body is safe with Shikamaru guarding it. Sasuke would then smirk. Ino in Naruto's body would toss Sasuke Naruto's sword. And here's what I'll talk about his sword. Naruto's sword had been named Kyuubi since it had well, at a very young age of the blades, I guess you could call it an age, it had been imbued with the chakra of the Nine Tails, and it had become almost impenetrable, as well as the fact that the blade has a connection of sorts to Naruto in the way that if he calls on the blade, it will come to him, and if you don't have the same chakra signature as Naruto, your hands will start to burn, or if your chakra is able to overpower the blade, you won't burn, and your chakra will rapidly decrease, increasing the blade's strength, and the chakra sapped from you can be given back to Naruto. Though Sasuke had no clue about this. Sasuke would then look at the blade and his hands, and they hadn't been burned due to the fact that the boiling Uchiha blood in Sasuke had been able to overpower the Kyuubi chakra in the blade. Sasuke would then start to cut into Naruto's body violently, avoiding all vitals as he started to pant heavily, falling on one knee and looking to the ground. Naruto would then break through the mind transfer jutsu, able to do this due to the fact that Sakura was able to do this in the tuning exams, which was shown as she broke free from Ino's mind transfer jutsu with her will alone, and this Naruto's will is at least 5 times stronger than Sakura's. Being put in the situations he was, which made him grow. Naruto would then yell out, "Kyuubi!" As Naruto did this, his orange and silver blade would flow into his hands, feeding Naruto the chakra that had been drained from him, and I guess you could say Sasuke, and adding it to his own. Naruto would then be back at 100% with this massive chakra spurt from Sasuke's reserves. Naruto would then look down on Sasuke, who could barely breathe. You know, Sasuke, my blade Kyuubi, well, it's been imbued with me and the tailed beast within me's chakra. Naruto then realized he had leaked that he was the Jinchuriki, with it coming as no surprise to the Konoha 9, as rumors had already spread about it. Naruto didn't understand this, carrying back on with his tangent. And you, Sasuke, well, you were a fool. This blade, if not powerful enough to burn your hands, will sap the chakra out of you at instantaneous rates. As Naruto said this, his wounds would start to heal, using Sasuke's chakra as a conductor. Sasuke would grit his teeth. I should have known. Sasuke's Tutamoe Sharingan would then appear in his eyes as he stood. Sasuke would then start to yell at Ino. Why the hell didn't you keep him still? You said that the jutsu keeps the user under control. You're so foolish. And you, Shikamaru, you couldn't even hold him with your... Sasuke's words would slip from his tongue. It had seemed that Naruto would slam Sasuke into the ground and held him in a perplexual position where he could easily cut off air from Naruto's body. But the thing was, Sasuke didn't know how to do that. But Naruto knew how to cut off the air from Sasuke's and knock Sasuke out. Sasuke would then continue this. Naruto would laugh, not only at the fact that Sasuke was blaming all of his teammates and not himself, but also at the fact that he could easily knock him out. But it was a double-edged sword, if you will. Naruto would then sigh. Stop blaming your teammates for your mistakes. What kind of ninja are you? The type that can't stand up and accept their loses, or the begrudging ones who die in combat? Why are you so much different from us? Choji would ask, with a begrudging yell, as his body forced him to in a way. It was human nature of sorts. Naruto would respond, the experiences in my life, like torment from the villagers, made me into a boy who understands both the hard and the nice parts of life. Tenten, Neji, and Lee in secret have been watching this fight and admiring Naruto, a lone ninja capable of defeating his whole class, a feat in its own right. Neji would scoff at the way that Tenten and Neji's, and even Hinata's eyes, his own eyes, he couldn't help it. He scoffed at the way he had been fixated on some boy. Naruto would also get the gaze of Hinata and Tenten, especially being gravitated towards Naruto and feeling passionate affection towards him when he spoke. Naruto would then cut off Sasuke's passage to air, knocking him out. Also, my videos aren't for people under the age of 13 nor under the age of 18. They're actually targeted towards adults. So just if you were wondering, don't watch this video if you're under that age. But if you don't want to listen to me, you just love my content, I can't stop you because I just don't have that power. But do what you want to do. Naruto would then cut off Sasuke's passage to air, knocking him out as he stood, and within 13 seconds he would calmly and softly knock out the rest of the Konoha 9. Neji, Tenten, and Lee had been watching the fight ensue. Naruto would then say that he forgot that he had to fight him as well, but he'll give it all he's got. Lee and Tenten would also get into fighting positions. Naruto would sigh again. I didn't know I had to fight all of you. But again, I'll try as hard as I can. Rushing at Neji, Neji would then get into the Hyuga stance as Naruto would look, focusing and just barely evading Neji's fingers as they appeared to hit Naruto's Tenketsu. Naruto would then stand. He can stand? What the hell? I should have shut down his chakra network. Naruto would then pull back a kick, ready to finish off Neji with one blow. Lee, realizing the insane amount of strength behind this kick, would meet it with a fist in the first gate. Naruto would then awake with the sudden disturbance of Naruto's body, lifting Naruto's body up from off of the ground. And with that being said, this was What If Naruto Was Black, and the like goal for this video is going to be 400 likes. Also, if you think that I've been racist in any way, please tell me because I am black myself. And share the video to a friend who likes what is, or just anime content in general. Check out my Discord server down below. Comment your thoughts and feelings down below, as well as some what if suggestions. Subscribe as I want to hit 5K by June. And again, in no way is this to attack anybody, nor is it to spread racism, nor is it actually ill hate in any way. So it's April Fools. And Rami X, as always. Oh.